Alright guys, welcome back to the vlog. It is Tuesday. No, you didn't miss a day. I took yesterday off because I was absolutely exhausted from being here until many nights in a row at like 2 to 4 a.m. being back early and of course having lots of things to do this past week, including Nissan Challenge, the Peterson Museum, so many other things. But it was a really great week. Getting ready to kick things off this week. Only a couple days in the office. I head to Japan on Thursday, so I'm bringing you guys along for that, which is going to be a really sick trip with GTR Festival and so many other things coming up in the vlog. This week, the one that you're watching is going to have GTR Festival. It's going to have a trip to Mount Fuji. It's going to have some top-ranked PDI. Lots of stuff from both the US and Japan this week. But kicking things off, we've got the R34 GT-R that Blake was driving this past weekend. Made me so happy to be cruising around with Blake in an R34 finally. Really hyped on that. His car is behind the fence, getting some work done on it, but we'll be up and running soon enough. This is basically what it looks like. There's another one right here. This is the actual color of Blake's car. It's Athlete Silver, which is a really great color. This car actually we just got into inventory now. This will be available on our website here shortly. I think Andrew photographed it today. It's got stock exhaust, R34 GT-R wheels. You can see one of the things we like to do is put R34 GT-R wheels on GTTs because it really does fill that wheel gap really nicely. Looks really good. We got an S15 Spec R that sold last week but is shipping I think this week, so that's pretty rad. This car is really sick. I love the wide body on it. One of the things that I'm hopefully doing later in the vlog is showing you guys my S15 in Japan if they have it out and ready for me. I've only seen that car one time, so I would really like to see it again. And of course, my R32 GT-R did an excellent job this past weekend. I was really happy with the car. I myself have a lot of things I need to do better and get better at, but it was good enough for first place at Nissan Challenge this year, so congratulations to my car on its very first place. So really hyped on that, and can't wait for hopefully many more outstanding days at the track with this thing to come. The next round is in a couple weeks at Chuckwalla, which is one of my favorite tracks, so I'll be looking forward to that. Over here we got a S15 Spec R getting ready to ship. This is a completely stock, Spec S getting ready to ship. This is a completely stock one that I sold man, a while ago. The guys in the military can't quite take delivery of it yet until he gets that kind of thing figured out, but finally we're shipping it to him. So thank you for your service, homeboy. Welcome back. This Spec S is really clean. It has the Spec R Aero package on it, which is this rear wing here, and stock exhaust, stock wheels, stock suspension, but it is a 5-speed with SR20 non-DET, so it's a non-turbo 5-speed. Not sure who's going to do with it, but maybe swap it. Another car I kind of want to drop pretty early in the video here is take a moment to highlight David's car. David has been at Top Rank as long as I have. He has this really sick black R32, also similar to mine, but it is an R32 GTST, so rear wheel drive single turbo, and he drifts it. So I do the time attack racing and circuit racing. He does drifting, and this is the car. This thing is really rad. It's a really sick kit on it. Has the Blitz wheels on it, which are definitely the envy of I think most people with really sick drift cars. He drifts it just like this with these wheels, with this setup. It is really rad. It's got the Ganador mirrors on it, bridge seat, some cool aero all the way around, and this really nicely pie cut turned down exhaust is really sick. He has a drift event this weekend, so his car will be replacing my car on the lift, getting everything ready for his event this weekend. So one black R32 comes off the lift and another one goes on for more Top Rank Motorsports. That's one thing that I think is pretty cool about this place, is that we all kind of do track our cars, we do different things with it, and whether that's time attack or circuit racing or drag racing or drifting, we are actually out here doing stuff with these cars. One thing that we are doing today that I would ordinarily have done yesterday if I was here is a little bit of a rewind of my day on track, which I generally do with Sean and Ernie. One thing that really helps with that is this Garmin Catalyst. I use this a lot for everything. It does a little bit of data recording, I guess, from a driver. It's not really data logging anything on the car, but does show me some things, you know, where I've done good, where I've done bad, where I've messed up, what laps could have been better. This is a lap that I struggled with a little bit, so we're gonna review and see what mistakes I made and all of that kind of thing, why that lap turned a 2:04 time and not something faster, so it could be more consistent overall. Sean and Ernie have a ton of experience racing cars, not just on this track, but on tracks all over, and especially with the RB26 and GTR platform. So there's definitely a lot I can learn from them. Despite already having kind of a long day, I'm joining Jack and Paula for ramen, and he brought the 32. You know what I've been saying in the vlog about white 32s. I feel like there might be one in my future at some point, but this one is really great. Has the N1 front bumper and the headlights. Has the N1 side skirts. The Nismo rear piece that I like. Tonight we're getting ramen.
Yeah, let's go eat.
Guys, we are in and settled in for our flight to Japan. I'm so excited to be headed back to Japan. It has been a while since I've been there. Got my workstation set up here so I can continue all the emails, responding to everybody. We have so many emails to get through on this flight. Behind me is Yaska. What up, Yaska? We are going to see you guys in Japan in about 11 hours. We've made it. We are headed off to PDI to pick up the cars and then see what the rest of the day has. I don't know about all y'all, but now, the moment I've been waiting for. We are here at Top Rank Japan, and reunited. This is my R34 GT-R. For those of you that are new to the channel, if you haven't seen it before, you're gonna see a lot of it in this video. This car, man, oh, it's so good. So good. So I've done a little things over my couple years of ownership here to kind of, you know, make it the way that I would like it. Obviously it's silver. I have a joke that all my keeper cars are silver. The Supra, the 911 and R34 silver. Has the Nismo arrow on it, so S-tune front bumper, Nismo eyelids, Nismo Z-tune fenders, Nismo side skirts, rear spats, arches. It's got a carbon fiber front lip, carbon fiber rear spoiler, and obviously the V-spec carbon fiber rear diffuser down there on TE37s with, of course, Yokohama tires. So I'm really hyped to be driving this again this week. Feels like it has been forever since I've been back behind the wheel of this car, but we'll see plenty more of this in the video. If you look around, this is Top Rank's new facility here in Japan. Well, I guess it's old facility, same facility that I've always had. It's just renovated. We've got a bunch of really great cars here. We've got R34 GT-R M-Spec. This thing is absolutely insane. The silica brass color is wild. So cool. Bayside blue R34 GT-R with the top secret kit. Lots of other Bayside blue cars around here too. We've got two active red cars. These are really unique. Active red is rare, 122 of them. This is the NSX-R that I sold in one of the earlier videos. We talked about that. Seeing it in person for the first time myself, actually, but this thing is really rad. And again, it's going to a friend of mine. I'm really hyped for him. He's gonna be an excellent owner there. Over here, got some more cars, including a genuine Ken Mary GT-R. This is ultra rare, ultra rare. We have a Ken Mary GT-R clone at the shop right now, but this is a real one. And then right here we have another Hakone GT-R. I just sold one of these in the last video. There's another one here. My plan is obviously to sell this one as well. That would be sick. I've sold a handful of them now. The more of them I can run up, the better it is for the resume, I think. So many cool cars here. Outside, there's a ton of cars, but it is relatively dark. So we're gonna just move through here really quick. I wanna show you guys the production side of things, where cars get worked on, fixed, and serviced. Over here is the service side of PDI. We've got a Porsche here. This thing is really sick. Supra that just came in. That thing looks pretty rad. Also over here, 3 S15s getting worked on all throughout here, waiting to get inspected or serviced so they can go on the website so I can try to sell them to one of you. All right, first stop of the day. It's Saturday here, Friday for you guys, and we are at the Nismo Omori factory. So we got my 34 and Yaska's 34. There's some other pretty sick cars around here, so we're gonna go check it out, see what's here, and obviously maybe do a little shopping inside. Dang, right off the gate. A race car. Feature engine. Dang, it is popping in here. Busy place today. Busy place. All right, so the first thing I'm really trying to check out is this Rainic engine. This is kind of the inspiration for my R32 GT-R. It's also similar to the engine I've been talking about for my R34 GT-R. This is a little different because this is what the Group A engines were back in the day in the R32 GT-Rs, which is why I find this so interesting. Other engines that I have on display here are the R4 engine, which is the latest engine. This is what you get if you get a CRS. And then the S2 engine, similar to what Yaska has in his car, the S1 engine. So those are pretty rad. Of course, we've got this thing over here. We'll skip that because behind us we have a Nismo 270R, which one of these is for sale here in the States. If you're watching this, if you're interested in a 270R, this is basically the 400R of Silvia's. So same thing. Next to it here we have the yellow 400R, which is a factory yellow. It's the only one made. It stays as part of the Nismo Heritage Collection. It's pretty cool to see it in yellow, especially a one-of-one car. We have one of these for sale also in silver, if you're interested in a 400R. And of course, race car stuff. This is so sick. I mean, can you imagine ripping this car? This is like my dream would be to drive this or something similar at Fuji. It would be so sick, and hopefully I'll be shipping my race car back here someday in the meantime to fulfill that little bit of a need. That would be awesome to have the 32 here, but to rip one of these would be absolutely wild. This thing is so sick. Steve Ellis, if you're watching, this is for you. Check this out. This is a Nismo Type 380 RS. Steve, when he worked at Top Rank, was always telling us about how someday this was going to be an important car, and it's on display here at Omori Factory, so it turns out he was probably right about that. These are not eligible for import yet, but when they are, I think it might be a car that's interesting to a lot of Z collectors, just because we never got this car in the US. It is it's a different version than the 370Z, obviously being a 380, so pretty rad to see that here. And then when we were talking about the CRS engines, the R4s earlier, this is Omori Factory, so it's actually a place where things get worked on. Right in front of us here, we have this black R32 GT-R, and you can see through the workshop, lots of sick cars in there. That is what a CRS looks like, KAD color. You can see a guy I know, Craig, that's his yellow CRS back there. And of course, kind of the modern holy grail, the R34 GT-R CRS. All right, so we are up in Hakone at the Sky Lounge. They've got really good curry here, so we're gonna grab some lunch. But we took the R34s up. Yaska's first time having his R34 up here in Hakone. It is really super cloudy, which is on par for this time of year, but I think we'll still be able to get some pretty cool photos, and there's definitely gonna be some cool cars to see up here somewhere. So this is my favorite curry spot. It is at the top of the turnpike, and oh, it's so good. All right, so I was eating some curry, enjoying my meal, when I heard some cars outside, and look who it is. Hi. Oh, it's Masa. Hi. Manuel. Hello, Masa-chan.
Hi, good morning.
What do we got here? Dang.
We have a...
Look at this Porsche though. Oh, on TE37s. So sick. RX-7 with the, I'm sorry, R32 GT-R. Cage in it. beefy tires, some meats on it. Got a R33 right here. We've got a Jade R34, another GTT, another R34, and a Ferrari. All right, so we got the cars pulled up for a little photo sesh here. We have some new shirts coming out, some new merch, which I'm wearing right now, so it's hard to show you, but here's a little sneak peek at it. And gonna knock out a few photos here, which should be pretty sick. Then we're going to a place that I went on my last trip called Biker's Paradise. We're gonna bring the whole Top Rank crew with us over there so I can show these guys this place. So after a short little cruise, this is Biker's Paradise. It is definitely more of a motorcycle place than a car place, but it is still pretty. All right, so we are pulling into Biker's Paradise. This place is pretty cool. Got a little music venue in here, really cool little store, coffee shop. Up here, had a little coffee hanging out. We are gonna take the cars out. It's clearing up a little bit, so we are gonna go run the mountains a little bit here. I'll see if I can film anything. What do you think of that? Wow. Mount Fuji. Dang, that is so sick. This is so sick that you can see Mount Fuji in the background on a really cloudy day.
Yeah, this is so sick.
Let's get photos. This is the legendary Fuji Speedway. Pulling in for R's meeting. I cannot wait to see what is here. Every year there's just insane cars here. So we're gonna jump straight into it, I think, and start showing some of these cars. Arrived. You can hear the sound of race cars behind me in our booth. Wow. R33, 400R, Top Rank setup. Lots to do, lots to see, so let's jump into it. All right, before the crowds come in, we're gonna jump around, see a little bit. We've got the latest Built by Legends project, which is yellow R34 GT-R. This one is for a customer of ours, really coming to the US here. And you can see it in yellow, still with the exposed carbon. Pretty cool to have a yellow one. This one is going to be eye-popping for sure. And then the latest R33 GT-R. Very similar to the last one that we did, but without the Mines livery on it. Over here we have the Auto Select R34 GT-R. I mean, this is a time attack build. Got a 400R this year. There's another one casually chilling right here. This is what's insane about R's meeting, is that they'll casually just be insane cars chilling throughout this entire area. And as I'm looking around, we see a midnight purple CRS. We've got another CRS right here in their factory KAD color, sitting next to a really, really nice Omori factory style R34 GT-R in Bayside Blue. Across the parking lot here, there is so much going on, but one booth I need to stop at for sure is Greddy. They have the Greddy R34 GT-R here. I saw this at Tokyo Auto Salon a few years ago. It was pretty crazy to see it then for me, and it's crazy to see it again right now. So really well done. This thing is so sick. This car is one of my favorite cars. I look forward to seeing this car, and I've been just dying on Instagram watching it get posted. This is so sick. This is a Group A replica car. Absolutely incredible work from these guys at J-Ing. So sick. And then look at, man,
The side exit exhaust.
dude. I'm gonna spend some time checking this thing out for a minute. Right here we have a GTR 50. This is pretty crazy. It was done by Italia Designs, something like that. Anyhow, Alfonso, sorry I can't pronounce the company, but incredible work from Alfonso on this car. It's absolutely insane to see an R35 GT-R reimagined like this with that Italian style design. These are ridiculously expensive now, well over $1 million if you want one of these, so pretty crazy and pretty cool to see one here in person. Definitely pretty different. This R34 is pretty crazy. Club RH9 HKS build. This is wild. This is really cool. I've never seen that before. Man. And it kind of smells like oil, like they just drove it in here. This thing is pretty gangster. All right, I found a pretty familiar car here at the Nitto booth. Garage Active, wide body carbon. This was in the States for a while. Went to SEMA. Cool to see it back here in Japan. I hear he's possibly bringing another one to SEMA. Wink, wink. That's going to be insane. But this car is really, really incredible in the raw, exposed carbon fiber. Quest to think about what my next car for Japan is going to be after the R34 GT-R eventually gets shipped to the United States is, of course, as you know, I've said it a bunch of times, an R32 GT-R, and silver is kind of inching near the top of that list, right next to white, but there's a silver one right here that looks pretty ideal. I mean, it just looks so clean. The Nismo seat covers, just like my R32 used to have, same rear spats, same side skirts. This thing looks pretty incredible, and I think in silver it just kind of pops. After spending the day yesterday photographing my car in silver, it definitely, I think, has to be between silver and white. If I'm going to be coming back to Japan and doing lots of driving and taking lots of photos, needs to be something that stands out, obviously. But bouncing back to the Omori factory day when we saw the R35 GT-R, check this one out. This is sick. It's here every year, but I never get sick of seeing it because it's just so stunning to see in person. I can't even imagine what ripping one of these cars around Fuji Speedway would be like, especially since I can hear the cars driving in the background. One thing that I'm going to definitely do, make my way down to watch some racing for sure. I want to see some of these cars on track, but in front of me right now is an absolute legend. The Celsonic Group A R32 GT-R race car, one of the most well-known Group A race cars arguably ever, and I want to build a Group A replica car so bad. So Sean, if you're watching this, how do we do this? How do we get that? This is so sick. Wow. All right, so once again, I'm going to spend a little time studying this car, and then we'll pick the vlog back up. All right, a couple things I think we can do on my quest to Group A style R32 is obviously
Needs the side exit exhaust.
And we're going to need the trunk latches, I think, are on there for sure. And then these mirrors, I'm sure I can find. And obviously we're gonna need a kill switch in the car at some point anyhow. So those are a few things we could do in addition to putting the car back to factory aero. We've got the top secret booth set up here, 32, 34, 35, and a bunch of other what looks to be customer cars. We saw some of these at Auto Salon, but pretty cool to see some of the ones we didn't see, including this Millennium Jade T-Spec. Pretty sick setup. This is the car I was really looking forward to seeing. This is the Nismo anniversary, 40th anniversary parts car. Sean saw this when he was at Omori factory last month, but you can see has the old logo LMGT4s, the Nismo carbon parts, Nismo sticker, Nismo exhaust, Nismo seat covers, all of those old parts that they originally discontinued, they brought back for a special limited release, which is pretty cool to see them doing that and kind of embracing some of that history. Next to us here, a couple more CRS cars, the Clubman Race Spec. This is their factory color, KAD, so this is the default color for it. We have one getting built right now that will be part of our inventory soon, It is taking quite some time. Things seem to be pretty back ordered with them, but looking forward to having one of these in our garage and in our inventory soon. A new program that we're working on at Top Rank is called the Global Tuning Program, where you can send your car back to Japan and we'll have it built with a partner shop. And one of those shops is Midori, where Dustin got his car done. And you can see this is a really, really cool example of one. They've got a cool setup and tent here with an incredible R32 and a really nice R34. This R32 is really impressive. That is a nice engine bay. This is probably more my style. This is what I would want, I think. Pretty sick to see that. So really cool to have them on board for the Global Tuning Program. Again, something you can do if you buy a car here. You can have it done before it ships, or if you already have a car and you want to send it back, you can do that too. There are actually a surprising amount of R35s here this year, which, I mean, there was, in the last couple of years, there's definitely been R35s here, but it seems to be a lot more of them, which is interesting. I mean, we all kind of think the R35 is the future of these cars. They will become collectible. I mean, they kind of already are now that they've discontinued them, but it's cool to see what some people are doing, continuing to build, continuing to expand on the platform, like MCR. Right here, mine's R34 GT-R demo car. A car that I've been familiar with for a while, kind of since the start of Built by Legends, but I hear some racing going on, so I need to go check that out. So it's a bit of a track day going on right now. Real race cars should be coming out soon. So I'm checking out what is kind of the VIP parking area here. Lots of good cars in here every single year. The thing I like about coming to GTR Festival so much is finding such cool inspiration for cars. I mean, this to me is just so great. I think this is incredible. I'm taking so many photos and so many notes, not just on things that like I would like, but ideas that we can be doing for Top Rank to kind of make some of our cars look a little bit more desirable, and kind of see what some of the trends are, see what people are doing, see how things are kind of advancing here in Japan, see how we can kind of recreate that within our own inventory. Still unearthing so many sick cars around here. This one also has a Mines engine in it. Oh, it's a Global Auto booth. Kind of like a CRS style car. Next to it here, another one with HKS V-Cam. Seems to be quite popular. I've seen a lot of HKS V-Cam engines so far at ours meeting, which is a bit surprising to me. That's not really surprising to me. It's just last year I didn't really see that many of them, but this year seems to be a lot. Taking a little break from the festivities inside to go check out the paddock. Obviously I want to take a look at some of the race cars that are here and some of the cars that are on track, so hopefully I can get some access to some cool stuff. And inside the paddock area is actually all Mazdas, which is different. We just went from GTR Festival to Mazda Festival pretty quickly here. We got a couple Skylines here. There you go. This is pretty crazy. 71 GT-R. Actually getting some track use. Which is pretty crazy. More Mazdas, and here's another GT-R. We actually do a customer track day every January. This year, January 14th at Fuji Speedway, where we invite all of our customers to come drive at Fuji Speedway. Usually it says Top Rank right there. We have kind of an open track day that's private, invite only, so not any other cars here of people that we don't know, which is pretty cool. Gives us a chance to really drive the track, spend a lot of time on track, and honestly most people are completely exhausted by the end of the day because it really is a lot of driving. All right, now we have found the GT-Rs. This one has a Mines engine in it. It's pretty cool. Lots of GTRs throughout here. T-Spec. Oh, R32s, R33s. All right, this one is a pretty unique one. Lightning yellow with an S1 engine in it. Boy, oh yes, so good, so good. Dang, look at this thing. This is what I'm talking about. I feel like a silver R32 GT-R is probably the move. So I'm cruising the parking lot and I still haven't found that R33 GT-R I was looking for, but I did come across this, and this is pretty sick. This is a TBK front bumper, which is something that looks like something you'd see more on like an Evo or a Subaru, but it's pretty unique. I actually have one of these bumpers. Steve dared me to run it on the R32. I never did, but now that I see it on this car, I mean, it is really, really cool. This thing is super clean. I love the way that it looks with the hood and the bumper and the wheels. It has that kind of Group A look to it, mirrors and the you know, latches and the trunk. It really has that like street Group A look, which I think, man, I'm just like struggling through what like my perfect Japan car is going to be post R34. I mean, this has to be pretty close to up there too. This thing is just casually hanging out in the parking lot. This is pretty cool. It has the Nismo S-Tune, R-Tune livery on it. I see it's got the sports resetting sticker on it, so probably a Nismo ECU. It's really cool to see this livery on the car. It has the kind of complete look to it. Has the fender arches and the LMGT4 wheels, has the S-Tune sticker, sports resetting sticker, has the Nismo exhaust on it. This is overall like just a really cool look for this car, and it's cool to see it like complete. It's not missing anything that it would need to have to rock these stickers and have that look. So pretty cool to see this sitting out here. All right, last one before I leave the parking lot and go back to the booth and start wrapping things up there. This just like is sitting here in front of me all by itself, and it's just so simple and so perfect. I mean, it's a gunmetal R32 GT-R on LMGT4 wheels with R35 brakes, and it's got the N1 arrow on it, Nismo Weldina exhaust, S2 Omori sticker. The hood's not popped, so I don't know if it has an S2 engine in it, but this guy looks like a man of taste. I assume he wouldn't put the sticker on it if it wasn't inside. And I just really appreciate this car. I think it's so clean, so cool, and it looks so nice. I just had to feature it in the vlog. Really successful day so far today. Everyone had a good time, lots of people. The 400R remains for sale. Somebody buy it, please. Please buy this car. And good to see the Built by Legends cars coming together as well. Huge success this program has been so far. So very cool. We are going to get some dinner, team dinner tonight to wrap up R's meeting. Another successful year. Thank you guys for hanging out with me through this whole R's meeting thing. All right, Monday morning, starting it off by filling up with some gas. Masa over here, camera car, Manuel, Sato. Cars are ready to go. We're gonna go do a little cruising today. Head up through the mountains. We got a film car with us, so we're gonna get a bunch of footage, cruising around, which should be really great. I don't think I'll have it back in time to drop it in this video, but maybe it'll be its own thing. In the meantime, really looking forward to spending the day driving this car again today. Man, it's so sick. I still can't believe it's mine. After 2 years of ownership and driving it here, still feels like the first time every time. All right, we are getting set to hit some of these Toge roads, do some filming. So I'm gonna leave the filming up to the camera car and we're gonna go from here. All right, so we've reached what I think will be the start point for a drive. You can see I've collected a few leaves along the way. So has Manuel, a little leafy. But what a cool little spot up here. There seems to be like a little statue. It's a nature area. I guess there's supposed to be a great view from here, but not today. It's a little cloudy. All right, since we can't see anything, you are here.
You are here.
Mount
Darumayama Kogen Rest House.
Ah, that's where we are.
So we're gonna go through here.
Next up on our Japan trip is Top Rank's Shizuoka Technical Factory. I got my 34 out front here. This is where eventually my 34 will go to hopefully have whatever engine I go with installed. Sato was, I guess, chief head mechanic at Top Rank PDI Center, and now has his own shop. So the technical center is much closer to where Sato lives, but allows us a secondary location for cars to get worked on. You can see here we have the cars that we took to Fuji, so 400R and the Restore car, along with some other cars getting worked on. And here, my friend June from Kaido House has his R34 here. This thing is really sick. I really like the endless brakes that are on this thing. And then also a V-Spec 2 R34 GT-R, an R33, and some other things around here getting worked on. So kind of a cool little workshop that he has here that's capable of doing everything from general maintenance all the way up to, you know, higher horsepower engine builds. So we are making one last stop, and it is Raymax. Rainick. After ours day, I think I've pretty much solidified that this is where I want to get my engine done. So we're going to go inside, see what they say. I can't film inside, but we're going to see what they say. Great news, they didn't say no. So have some things to figure out with Raymax about what is next for the R34 GT-R, which should be something, I guess, probably will be a developing story. We'll call it that. But we are back at Top Rank's PDI Center right now, dropping off the car. It has been a really crazy busy trip. So much happened. I tried to capture little bits and pieces along the way because this can't be like a 6-hour video. And again, trying to stick with the weekly vlog thing, not daily vlog thing. But there's so many cars here at PDI for sale. If you're looking for a car from Japan, please let me know. We also have a bunch of cars in our US inventory. For now, the R34 GT-R is staying right here at PDI until I come back in January. That being said, there's a bunch of things scheduled for this car, so when I come back in January, be a little bit tidier, a few things done to it, and of course, we'll have to keep up on the Raymax plans for the car, if that's gonna happen, how that's gonna go. There's lots to explore there. It was a very brief meeting today, but I wish I could have filmed inside to show you guys. The place was really cool. It's everything that you'd think a, you know, Japanese historic racing shop would be. With that being said, next week is a busy week as well. Have to catch up from this Japan trip. Have to get ready for SEMA, GTR Festival, so many other things coming up. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.